students! Nowadays is a digital era. But have you ever written a letter to someone close to you and asked for help in your childhood? Have you ever thought of writing a letter to God? Seems funny, right? But when someone is in need of something which no one can fulfill other than God, what would one do in such a situation? A letter to God is an extraordinary tale written by G.L. Fuentes. In this tale, Lencho faces destruction, for which he decides to write a letter to none other than God himself. Can you believe it? Lencho is putting his faith and hopes in a letter to the divine. But what happens next? Will Lencho receive a response? And if so, then who is the sender? Is it God himself answering Lencho's heartfelt prayers? Or is it something or someone else entirely? So let's find the answer to these questions together. Lencho was a hard-working farmer. His house was situated at a low hill in the valley. From this height, he could see his crops and the river flowing. He was expecting a good harvest, but the earth needed rainfall. Since morning, Lencho was looking at the sky. At the time of dinner, he told his wife that they were going to get rain. During the meal, big drops of rain began to fall. The air was fresh and sweet. He came outside to feel the rain on his body. He was happy. He called them new coins. Very soon, his field was full of rain. But suddenly, the rain turned into large hailstones for an hour. His garden, house, the hillside, field had heavy hailing. It looked as if it were covered with salt. Not a leaf was there on the trees. His corn was totally destroyed. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. He spoke that they would all go hungry. Lencho was deeply troubled at heart. He uttered that there was none to help them. All the residents of the valley had a single hope. It was the help from God. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, that is, the help of God. He believed the eyes of God see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. He would not let them die of hunger. The following Sunday, Lencho went to the post office. He wrote a letter to God. He wrote, "God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos, a currency of several Latin American countries, to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes. The hailstorm has destroyed everything." He addressed the letter to God. He affixed a stamp on the envelope and put it into the mailbox. A postman got this letter and laughed heartily on seeing the address. He showed it to the postmaster. The postmaster was a very friendly man. On seeing the letter, he became serious. He remarked about the writer's great faith in God. In order to not shake the writer's faith, the postmaster decided to answer the letter. He collected money from his employees and friends. He gave some part of his salary, but could not gather 100 pesos. It was a little more than half. So, he put the money in an envelope and addressed it to Lencho. He put a signature, God. The next Sunday, Lencho reached the post office somewhat earlier. He asked for his letter. The postman gave him the letter. The postmaster was watching everything. Lencho was very much confident of God's help. Immediately, he opened the letter and found the money. But he became angry on finding less money. He remarked that God could not make such a mistake of sending him less money. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window. He wrote a letter, fixed a stamp, and put it into the mailbox. The postmaster went to open it. He read the letter. It said, "God, only 70 pesos have reached me. Send the rest not through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks." So students, in the end, Lencho's strong faith led him to receive unexpected help. Although he didn't receive all the money he asked for, his faith remained strong. To conclude, we learned that faith has the power to give us anything we want, to fulfill our needs. However, one must realize that humanity still prevails. This story teaches us to stay hopeful and trust that help can come in surprising ways. So students, with this, we have come to the end of this video.